A day after delivering the paperwork on the Trump administration's new blueprint, Budget Director Mick Mulvaney led the charge in defending it. Mulvaney blasted Washingtonese when it comes to these money matters.
In Washington, D.C., if we spent $100 on a program last year and $100 on a program this year, back home we would call that a freeze. In Washington, we call that a cut. If we spent $100 on a program last year and $104 on a program this year, back home we would call that an increase. In Washington, D.C., we call that a cut.
In fact, the Trump budget proposal for this year, 2017, was $4.062 trillion. The president and his team are calling for a spending increase of $32 billion for fiscal year 2018 to $4.094 trillion. And yet Mulvaney has taken some heat.
Will the president's budget mean that Medicaid gets $1.3 trillion less than it would otherwise?
In the CBO baseline score, the answer is yes. It will spend more money every single year over the previous year, with the exception I've mentioned.
Democrats are vowing to protect some of their priorities like Medicaid and food stamps.
We're going to fight this budget. I don't think we're going to have to fight it too hard, because I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
When challenged, Mulvaney pushed back, noting the growth in government spending is not sustainable.
What about the standard of living for my grandchildren who aren't here yet, who will end up inheriting $30 trillion in debt, $50 trillion in debt, $100 trillion in debt? What about their standard? Who's going to pay the bill, Congressman? That's what this is all about.